Mic is working. Mic is working. Everything's going. I'm just giving it a little time. See, I'm already like 2 minutes in. I'm just giving it a little time for it to fill up with some people and share it around. The link that is. So I just need a moment. Might as well test. What? No, not right now. What? No. Keep forgetting that. This game is weird. Oh. Definitely louder than me. So, is that better? Question mark. Who's ever in the chat? Hype. Much hype. How's the audio though? Am I good talking? I don't want to be too loud, but then I don't want the game to be too loud. Should I bring the game up more? I should. How does it sound? You're good, I think. You're good. A little quiet. Yeah. Okay, I'll bring up my mic some more. I'm trying to talk louder. Give me a moment. Let me bring the mic closer. How about that? How's that? Oh, that was definitely audible. Stand up instead for the meantime. Up and I'll bring this screen over here so I can see the chat. Wow, that's not what I wanted to do. This is a mess. Okay, now that I can play the game a bit, how's it going, everybody? How's it going? How's your day so far? You know, or I think possibly night. I'm not sure. But how's it going? Going good? What's new with you guys? That's what I was looking for. What are my pins? been a while since I played the game, so like pins I have on, I'm not exactly sure what they do and everything. I know that they're good. I know that they're good, but I don't know what they do. Miku's character won't be ruining you. He had such a good intuition. You know, I agree. Oh, hi Kylo. How's it going, bud? I definitely agree with that. Like, I think that the way that the original game ended, they didn't really need a sequel. You know, it's one of those things, but I get it. Like, they want to potentially add more to it and seemingly probably do some type of connection with it to Kingdom Hearts. I'm getting that vibe. A lot of things. So in order to set that up, a sequel had to be in effect to a certain degree. What was I going to say? But yeah, I guess like on one hand we could look at the game as its own thing for the DS version. No, I don't think they want to see me stream the DS version. I could do that, but I want to show that this game isn't. Why was it on easy? Anyhow, game isn't bad. Okay, yeah. So I don't think that like I don't think that they're gonna mess up stuff with Neku, but at least the game, the original game, like this one, or you know the DS one or whatever, is its own thing. You know, it doesn't have to connect to the anime. It's not going to necessarily connect fully to the anime. So, not the anime, the sequel. The anime is what connects to the sequel. So there is that. So we're gonna see how all that sets up and everything. But so you know, Neku's story can be self-contained here, while the anime will be its own thing, and that will set up the events for the second game. The sequel is a character show. Another thing about Neku coming back is I kind of wonder. What's the noise? I kind of wonder if some other people will come back, like Shiki, Beat. Will we see them again? What is going on? I honestly don't even know what. Just like, is this the beginning of the game? It is. What? What is? I think I need to load like a later save file. Yeah. Yeah, I'm only using one thing. What is this? This is nonsense. It's all crossed up here. Alright, I'm gonna load a different save file. You know what I should do? Should show the trailer. That sounds like the wise thing to do. We just get a good tab going. Let's go to a different private window. No. Not that. That's better. Oh, this is the trailer. Let's put it over in the thing. capture, add source. Yep, see, knew that was gonna happen. Let's move that beneath the console just for a moment. That's also not the right track. Oh, yes it is. Console. We are going to transform. Center screen. I saw the trailer and it's so good. You gotta see it. Haven't seen it yet. The trailer is really good. It was definitely a good watch. And Kylo, I am about to play it. I'm just setting it up. Console, I'm gonna turn that off. Mute the console real quick. And okay. Let's play it real quick. I give it a play, and then I'll run through it.
Can we just not?
Reaper team! This feels a little unsafe!
I have so much to live for! So many games to play!
So did your Zeptograms have time to process the mission? Oh, fresh out of the box, ain't ya?
Not yet. Not yet!
Our society won't fall to flotsam like you!
These babies are this season's must-have item.
Have a marvelous mañana. Just doing my reaperly job for once.
Do you need a smack to jog your memory? Splendiferous!
Greetings, sheeple of Shibuya.
Not bad!
No mercy for you!
I fear it may already be too late.
When you mess up, at least make it interesting. This seems a rather risky endeavor. Has no one told you the only way to escape the game is to come in first?
And let me remind you that you discs are in dead last!
The higher they climb, the harder they fall, the greater your spoil shall be. You know what that means. We're going after the Ruin Bringers.
Until now. Now you show no punishment for hindering my pursuit of happiness. You'll rue the day you mocked me for failing to obtain that ES pin.
I don't know what's going on here, but I think this girl's got the wrong idea. My head. I can barely think straight. Hang on. I'm having some serious deja vu. This happened before. Can I make sure it doesn't?
You've got some pretty big shoes to fill here in Shibuya.
What did Susie K call him again? Neku or something? Come to think of it, yeah.
I have orders. Target acquired.
Okay, all right, that's that trailer, right? Okay, we're gonna cancel that. Yeah, so I left myself mute so you guys can enjoy the trailer without me making sounds in the background. It's Bearboy. Yeah. So that character, right? As soon as it came up, I lost my mind. I was like, whoa, doesn't he look familiar? Right? Like, Square, just at me, you know. I would have gladly voice acted this character right here, just because. I think I would have did a pretty good job. But I mean, was it Nick? He's not doing really a bad job. I didn't expect for him to be like a Spanish speaking character. Obviously, like I looked at the Japanese version to see if they was gonna have him like, have some guy like attempt to speak Spanish. You know how they do, but they didn't do that. He just spoke normal Japanese, and he said the same thing, but in English and Japanese. You get what I'm saying. It's translated differently. Point is, he looks like a good boy. I really love his design. He just looks like one of my type of characters. But all the characters really just look pretty nice. There's just this one character that looks really weird. I'm sure that's quite this guy. What's going on with him? Like, he just looks sus as hell. But yeah, a lot of can't English today. The designs of this game look really nice, and I'm happy that this trailer put so much art out because I just wanted to admire all that. And I'm glad I don't have to wait for the game to come out for me to kind of do that. So I'm definitely going to be looking at this trailer over and over, bit by bit, to see all that stuff. Fighting other players sounds cool. Yes, that does sound fun. Where was that aspect in the trailer? It's over here. Yeah. Rival teams. See, that part I did miss. When I originally watched it, I was trying to go understand what was going on. Why was he fighting other players? Because I mean, that's not what was going on in the original version. So I was just confused. I thought there was like normal people getting crossed up in the chaos. Maybe I shouldn't maybe I should mute the trailer and talk about it, or bring it to like a low. I'll just let it like do its thing on the side as I read. Okay, extra hype. Want to hug him? Yes, I would like to hug that boy as well. I am most likely going to draw some fan art of him. I was probably going to do that on stream, but I didn't want to spend too much time trying to, sort through that. There he is again. Beautiful. Right. Oh man, Neku looks pretty sick. Yeah, Neku does look pretty cool. I like the colors on him. It's just simple. It's the same thing that I use, just red, black, and white. Where's he at? Show yourself. I'm just clicking everything except for what I need to click. There's actually what's the name of that site? Let me see if I can find it. TWEWY. Screenshots. It's Cage Insider. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, all the characters seem pretty cool. This is not what I was looking for. This is the same site, so I can get it from here. Oh, real quick, let's take a look at the box art of the game. Really cool. Reminds me a lot of the first game's box art. I like the designs for the characters here. And then the background, right? Really interesting there. How that looks like the Kingdom Hearts 3. So I'm guessing you have to choose a team to join. No, I think you're just gonna be on the Wicked Twister team from the start, but there's just the other teams and however they work. I'm not sure, but not the Reapers. Yeah, definitely not the Reapers. Nobody wants to work with the Reapers. It's not that fun. You don't get paid enough for that. But yeah, I think you're just gonna be on one team and just kind of interacting with the other teams as the days or weeks go by. But that's a good question. I'm not sure how that's all gonna work out. See, just makes me think of boxes. Yeah, honestly, back in the day, I used to think that, Neku was just like some like DS version of Sora. I remember looking up the game. Well, not this game, or not The World Ends With You. I remember when I was younger, I was on the internet. I was like, wow, it'd be so cool if there was a Kingdom Hearts on the DS. And this was before we got something like Recoded in 358 days. So I was looking it up, and I remember stumbling across like some images in Japanese of Neku and Shiki, and I was like, wow, that looks a lot like Sora and Kairi, but just like in modern clothes. Like, what is this game? And I just was not really good at like researching things at the time, so it kind of just I don't know, it just left me at some point. I just years later, or not years later, however long later, I ended up finding the game at a store. I was like, wow, that's that game that I saw online, and I don't really know much about it, but it reminded me of Kingdom Hearts. It looks cool. I gotta play it. So I took my allowance money and I just got the game and had a blast with it. It was just wicked fun on the DS, like nothing else that I've ever played before, and it was just so good. So that was my start with the game. I almost forgot my train of thought there, but yeah, I used to just think that Neku was like some other version of Sora, but it's funny how a lot of those like similarities and whatnot, like they kind of like parallel to a certain degree. But this new character, what is it? Rendo, is that his name? Oh, gosh, I just want to confirm because yeah, Rendo. I don't know why I keep thinking Rhino. Yeah, he does give off a lot of Vox's vibes. Heck, more so like those Vox's vibes kind of like, they meet the same with him more than Neku relates to Sora. Neku feels like a more like realistic human approach to like what Sora could be if Sora had like more mature development to him. But he doesn't really have that. He kind of is just like kind of flat. Riku has more of that development than Sora, where he goes from being like this jealous kid that like I gotta just impress everybody, I'm the cool guy, to like really like taking a step back and kind of just seeing things from what it is. And that's one thing I really like about Riku. I love Sora, love his design, but Riku has a lot more of that maturity to him and that development that I wish Sora had. But yeah, I'm missing some stuff with the chat. Something, darkness, something. My friends and my power. Yeah. That seems like that's more where this game is kind of going as well. Neku is a prototype Yozora. Yeah. Is he a prototype Yozora, or is he like, I don't want to say prototype Noctis. Him and Noctis have, or rather, the vibe that old Noctis had a lot of similarities to Neku, but Yozora does give off some of those vibes as well. Got that right, bro. Neku's more grounded. Yeah, I agree. I think that Neku is kind of a mirror to Sora though. Neku starts as a bad ending. Riku almost. Yeah, I can see what you mean there. And I mean, like, even though Neku doesn't like have a lot of those similar characteristics to let me put the game back on. What was I gonna say? Actually, no. I had a purpose of going to the screenshot page. Yeah. Even though Neku doesn't have like a lot of like Sora's personality traits, like he does end up kind of becoming like a Sora type of character, you know, as the game progresses. And that's one thing I do really like about him, and that's something that they try to like hint towards with his growth, the mini growth in Dream Drop Distance, where you know he just seemed more friendly at the end of that that little mini story. He's almost an answer to Sora's happy-go-lucky. Yeah, I agree with that. I could see Noctis as well. Yeah, Yozora, Noctis is way more of a. You think Yozora, Noctis is way more like Final Fantasy XIII's Hope? That's tough. I don't know if I see that one. Like, we haven't got to see like too much from Yozora. To see a lot of his personality. We just understand that he's like on a mission and he can do some badass stuff. And that's really it. But with golly, these names. With Noctis, we have seen more of him, right? So I definitely can say that. I guess there's aspects that Noctis and Hope have similar, but I like Noctis's development more and all the stuff that he goes through more than Hope. To be honest, I believe Sora has grown into more of a flat character. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It feels like after Kingdom Hearts 2, there was some weird development with him. I did not like him that much in Dream Drop Distance. He just felt really naive for some reason. And I was like, why is he like that? He just doesn't seem to get anything. He just felt kind of goofy. Like, it felt like Disney had more hold on his personality in those games, like the later games after Kingdom Hearts 2. But aside from Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2 felt more like that Final Fantasy type of character, while still being like, that Disney, having that Disney vibe to him. He felt more developed there. But something happened after Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'm not too sure what it was. Neku was almost like a self-insert character and then became his own throughout the game. Interesting. I thought Neku had like, I guess it's like if you can relate to being like that, how Neku was, which is not that he was bad. Like, I totally get how Neku approached people and approached the world and whatnot. Like, people could say that, not saying that, Daniel, you are. I'm just saying for Neku, some people could say that Neku was a bit of, an ass, or like he's just harsh to people. But he had his reasons for being standoffish like that. So in a similar, like, just like Cloud has his reasons, and that's one thing I say, kind of veering off the top a bit, that I like about Cloud more so than Lightning, is I felt like Lightning was just like, I don't know, she was just excessive with it, and it felt like she never got. No, maybe not. That's probably not the right thing to say. She did get better as time went on, but she did kind of feel still flat. Like, she felt like she opened up at times, but then she would also pull back, if that makes sense. It's been a while since I played the 13 games, but I do remember that aspect about her personality, feeling like every single time it seemed like she would get better to like opening up, she would kind of revert back. But that's Lightning and Cloud. I don't want to veer off too much in topic jump because I'm going all over the place. But yeah. Specifically Hope. 13-2 Hope. Okay, I can see that. If we're talking about like Yozora and Noctis. Yeah, okay, I can see that a lot now. Not 13-1 Hope though. Oh man. You know this is an exception. We don't count that game. I disagree. I think he got flatter. I think he just didn't follow how much the franchise going in. Is a Riku game through and through. Yeah. I see what you mean about it being more like a Riku game. Finds out Jonathan streaming, hops in for a bit. Marcus, what's up, bud? How's it going? Welcome to the chat. I think this is the first time I caught you in here. But we're just talking about the world ends with you. Usually I'm drawing in these things, and I was playing a game. I mean, it is still on over there. But I could be playing a game while I'm talking. Let's see how much I can focus and do that. But let me just catch up with the chat a little bit more. What do I mean? What do I mean about what I mean? I actually don't remember about what I mean. So, yeah. That's the nature of trying to keep up with the chat and, like, breaking off into tangents. So, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to try to stay strictly on topic. Who is the protagonist? I mean, in JoJo, since both Sora and Riku are the protagonists, but Riku has more of the development there. I think that's a big part of Kingdom Hearts. So, and Sora just didn't develop much in relation with how much. Yeah, see? Exactly. They say it a lot. Yeah, that's what I mean. He's still a very reactive character that didn't follow how much team developed. World changed about Sora, yeah. The games got more complex and rich themes, but not Sora. Yeah. Well, at least with Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm still trying to catch up. At least with Kingdom Hearts 3, there's more personality to him there. He goes through more complex emotions there than I feel like he has had before, or much of before. So I do like that about him, but he still kind of does feel really goofy. Yeah, so is the concept. To be honest, that's what makes me like him so much. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Sora's good. I love Sora. Like he's a really good character. If I didn't love Sora, then I wouldn't say with the Kingdom Hearts series. Like there's just no way. If I don't really like the main character, then I'm not gonna spend too much time trying to play this game, or even if it was an anime, watching the anime or something. Because in the situation that deviates from it. I just saw the new trailer. I'm usually not in the JB version. Yeah, Marcus, if you haven't played The World Ends With You, the one that's at least on the screen right now, I definitely would recommend it. You could either get the Switch version, you could get the one for the phone, or the DS. All of them are good. They have their own, separate flaws. For the DS, if you can't handle kind of the action that comes from trying to play on two screens at the same time and all of that madness, totally understand. Or if you don't want to deal with the Joy-Cons on the Switch version and the motion controls there, then I definitely recommend the phone version. That is the most optimal way to experience the game without any type of problems. But if you can enjoy the DS version for what it is, I definitely would recommend that, because that is the way that the game was intended to play, and I believe that's the best way to experience it. If you can, again, get over the situation of dealing with two screens at the same time. But there's like some like auto battle thing that kind of is there to help mitigate that strain. I just wish that Sora would move more of the plot instead of having to read. Yeah, I agree with that as well. which is also an issue that I had with Kingdom Hearts, where I feel like a lot of the Disney elements really hinder the game from kind of being able to focus directly in on its story, and a lot of other things happen like around Sora, and it kind of just makes its way towards him as he goes along the adventure, which kind of worked for the first game, but as it goes along, I don't know, I start to feel less and less like the Disney stuff is worth being there, because Kingdom Hearts is definitely developed into like this series that has its own story that's worth sharing without being so muddled up by a lot of extra stuff. So if we're gonna get rid of Final Fantasy characters or not have them be so present, maybe we should consider doing the same thing with Disney characters. And a lot of people are very standoffish about that idea because they're there for the Disney aspect. But it doesn't mean that the Disney aspect is going away. We're just limited in how much it comes up, because it just gets in the way of the main story. And if you're not there for the main story for Kingdom Hearts, then maybe you should just reconsider and just go and watch the Disney movies. Because having more, I get it, like if you want to see more Elsa, if you want to see more Simba, more whoever, I totally understand that. Not a problem there. But this is a game that's trying to tell its own story, and it's not fair that it kind of keeps getting hindered by all of this other stuff that just gets in the way. But, you know, I'm not trying to take anybody's fun away. I like the Disney aspect to a certain degree. I think that the Final Fantasy aspect is good the way that it is, being in, getting my words jumbled up, being involved with the story like how it was in like Kingdom Hearts 2. You know, it's not really like getting in the way. In fact, a lot of the Final Fantasy aspects do help move the story along in more interesting ways than the Disney aspect. But that's just my opinion there. Yuzora is great, honestly, to me. I like Yuzora a lot. He's really good. I do want to see more of him and where they are looking to take the series with him. Sorry, I was just looking at the time because I have something I have to do at 1 and it's 12:42. So I should have streamed this earlier. Crikey. Anyhow, Yuzora is great. I kind of like the way it is. That's just me. You can make a very pure positive character and still be active one. Luffy for One Piece is a big example. See, I'm not doubting that Luffy's a good character. I haven't really watched too much of One Piece to really say that to agree or disagree. But I do feel like from the things that I have seen in One Piece, even though I'm not that big of a fan of the show, I think that there is more to Luffy's character than there is to Sora, like his personality and the way that he goes about things. Like, he can be like silly, but I feel like he could be really serious at times. And it's not that Sora can't do that. Yeah, Sora is just built different, but I don't know. That's just like, I guess I just want one type of character versus the other. So it's not my character to make those decisions, and it's not that Sora's bad. It's just I guess the way that I've grown in my appreciation for certain characters. I guess that I like Neku's type of character at my age more now than like in Sora's type of character. But if I can get that nice mix, which is exactly what I try to do with like Bear Boy, for example, which I haven't really gotten into a lot of like the story, like the deep story stuff, which will have him experience things that have him in more situations where he has like that more Neku like or Yozora Noctis type of vibe to him. It's gonna get there when it comes. You're gonna see it and you're like, oh, that's what he was talking about. So cool. But yeah, I like a mix between those characters. But if I have to choose one or the other, then I'm gonna go with the Neku type of character more. Ooh, I missed a lot. I never beat it. Never beat Kingdom Hearts or The World Ends With You, Brody. You should, if it's The World Ends With You, that's something I recommend going through. At least it's shorter. If not, then just watch the anime, which is either out right now on Funimation or is out soon. I'm not too sure. Kind of just need to do a memory mini game from time to time on the DS. I've changed it so far. I don't even remember what that one refers to. Is it hard to find physical copies of the DS? What the hell was that? Is it hard to find? That depends. I've come across DS copies at like GameStop from time to time, and it was like fairly cheap, like around $20. It's not like an expensive game, but if anything, you might be able to find it on Amazon. I totally recommend it. It's a bit on the expensive side. Cage never found a good balance on their way to integrate Disney characters. I don't think they even tried. I don't know. I think they had a formula in the first game that worked, and because of the way that they set up things, that like you're not supposed to meddle with like other worlds, so like the characters don't really like. No. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Kingdom Hearts, the series itself, has moments where it does some nice stuff with the Disney characters and how they utilize them, and then there's moments where it's just like, it's just flat and they're kind of just there to be there. Like I do like things the way that they utilize Scrooge McDuck, or Remy from Ratatouille, and some other things, but I do think that the way that they utilize some of the other characters can be a little flat. And I don't even want to get into how much of a waste the Frozen world is and how much potential that could have had. I'm not even like a Frozen fan, and I think that they could have did a lot with that world had Disney's not been so uptight on them about it. I think sleep. So Cage never found a good balance on the way. I already read that one. I think Birth by Sleep is the only title that did it right. I don't know. Disney worlds are there to act as a medium, but I think I push it a little too hard. Yeah, no, I totally understand why the Disney worlds are there. Trust me, I totally get it. Well, the worlds were just backgrounds and had some thematic. I felt Kingdom Hearts 2 did a pretty decent job. Kingdom Hearts 2 did well with the way that it had its Disney worlds. Obviously, like, people hark on Atlantica, if that's what it's called, right? Ariel's world. But you know, as time went on, I just stopped caring about it, and I just look at it as like, okay, it's just a mini game world. It's fine. Couple catchy tunes. Just play through the world. There's nothing necessarily that bad about it. I can see how it's one of those like wasted worlds, but it is what it is. So I think the series could do more. The series could definitely do a lot more with the Final Fantasy aspects, but I'm not sure. It's always like a hit or miss with, like, you know, are they gonna do something with them? Are they not? Who knows? Can I, like, the console is on mute? I just realized that. Might as well have some background music with this. I really like with the Disney characters. I mean, mine. It depends on the story. Yeah. I want them to make the Princess of Heart a thing again, since Mickey is now the King of Hearts. It is really though. Huh? Is he? I don't doubt it. It's just I played through Remind, or yeah. I don't remember. There's so much to do with Kingdom Hearts in general, so I have to like always refresh myself because everything is just all over the place. Considering the way that, you know, information gets put out there. I think that's an inherent issue of working with Disney and not directly an issue with Nomura, even though he's kind of... Yeah, no, it's really just a Disney issue. It's not like Nomura. Nomura gets blamed for a lot of stuff, and that's one thing that legitimately makes me upset for how much stuff that he gets blamed for. Sometimes that's not really his fault. Did we talk about... we did talk about, what was his name again? Motoi? I gotta go back to the trailer. Yeah. He's over here. Just vibing. Look at him. All of his blueness. But, yeah. That's a good boy. Love this dude. Don't even know who he is, really. Love him already. But, yeah. Honestly, it's just a Disney problem. Nomura gets a lot of heat for a lot of things. Very unfortunate that he does. And it's been an ongoing thing, I want to say, ever since the whole situation with Versus 13 and Final Fantasy 13 and just everything after that. Poor guy. He does a lot for Square Enix. People give him a lot of flack, but they don't realize that, like, Square must, like, care deeply about working with him because they put him on so much. It's like they make him, a lot of people make him out to seem like this, like, incompetent director. And I've said it before, why would they take him off of Final Fantasy 15 to put him on Kingdom Hearts 3? Because one, he's the only person that can, handle working on Kingdom Hearts because that's his game, and actually do it efficiently, and then put him on Final Fantasy 7 Remake as well. Why would they do that if they didn't think that he was competent enough to work on an important Final Fantasy title, or just like some type of big title? Of course he's got the skills for it. He might not always have the time. That's definitely the case. That's why he didn't direct the third birthday, and he passed that one on to Hajime Tabata. But, who, if I'm correct, did he also work on Recoded? I don't know. I have to look into that one. I think Hajime Tabata was like the co-producer or something like that on or co-director on Kingdom Hearts Recoded, or maybe it was just Coded. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. But yeah, it's BB in another dimension. It should have been the voice cast. Oh, yeah. I was like, BB. Yeah, me. Yeah, right. He does look. He looks a lot like Bear Boy, and I wish I could have did his voice for this character. Like, I don't know. I just keep looking at him like, wow. I would have did a damn good job. I would at least try to give a damn good job doing his voice. But I don't know. When we start getting more clips of him, or the game comes out, I'll record some stuff and dub it and just put it out there for you guys to enjoy. If it's one thing I'm glad for no more is what's going on? I don't want. Yeah, Nomura definitely does like a lot of things that he wants to do, and that's one thing I can respect about him is that he kind of has his own his own intentions, and he knows how to go about doing them. He just needs the time, the resource, and to go about doing them. I'm not saying the same thing twice, without being bothered and being like pulled away from a project to work on something else. That's just really it. But yeah, I actually have to go. So I will most likely come back in like 2 hours to go and stream some more and just talk. But yeah, I got some driving lessons to go acquire, so we're gonna see how that goes. So wish me luck, friends. Hopefully I don't die, because I've got plenty more content to make, and can't miss out on that and chatting with you lovely people. So I'll catch you guys later.